Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Vinu Anand at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such corporate heavyweight on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Arden Dsouza, a domain expert with skills aged over 27 years, given his rich domestic and international experience. His proficiency lies in crafting success stories in a highly digital and VUCA environment that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, where he has demonstrated strategic leadership and innovation across domains, including marketing, design, retail operations, and visual merchandising. His career trajectory has been marked by significant contributions to renowned organizations such as Shoppers Stop, United Colors of Benetton, and Reliance Brands Limited, gradually culminating in his current venture, Sheridan SA, an integrated design studio offering solutions across categories, including retail, residential, art installations, and graphic design. Since 2018, his role involves serving esteemed clients such as Lifestyle Landmark Group, Pepe Jeans London, Baggett, and Hamleys, the finest toy shop in the world. Welcome, Mr. D'Souza. And to start with, our viewers would like to know in brief about your career journey so far, with important career milestones, decisive professional steps, etc.
Thank you so much, Vinu, for that wonderful introduction. It's been some time that I've actually given an interview, yes. And well, my journey began way back in the advertising and below the line display industry. Soon way back in 1996. Post that, I moved into retail, where we had one of India's first malls called Crossroads, which was at Haji Ali, which I was instrumental in putting together in terms of the visual strategy over there. And post that, it's been retail. In fact, I was very privileged early on in my career to make a concept presentation to Mr. Ratan Tata for the Auto Expo when the Indica was being launched. At that time, we did not have, these new digital medias which are there to showcase how your concept is. So we actually made a full-scale, about 7 feet model of the Auto Expo stall for Telco at that time. Tata Motors was called. And Mr. Tata was so impressed because it was a concept created like the crater of a moon. And that was one turning point, because an industry heavyweight like Mr. Tata, appreciating a concept, then gave me the understanding that this is what the customers actually want, that big bang look to make their product look fantastic. Ultimately, a shirt is a shirt or a car is a car. But how do you enhance its value by making the marketing and the store look fantastic for a customer? So that was how the entire design journey actually took off in retail. from then on, as I kept looking into retail, I felt it needed, in a sense, it needed glass. Now, as I understood, glass was simply great looks, add super sales. Okay. Ever since that, I've been on a journey trying to ensure that every facet of the customer facing within the retail environment needed to be wow. Irrespective of how small a product was, if it was a diamond ring or it was a large object like a car, it needed to be visually attracted at a customer impact point. I joined thereafter soon Shopper Stop to head their flagship store in Andheri, which used to be the earlier Oscar Umber, which was their first store. And then moved on to United Colors of Benetton, which is an Italian brand, uh, who at that time was coming into India and subsequently headed their India operations for visual merchandising. Slowly moved on to India and Southeast Asia uh, for the head of visual merchandising, which included countries like Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, all Southeast Asian countries which came under our kitty, and we were doing work from India. We were traveling to stores, making them look good for the consumers over there. Uh, Post that, I moved back to Shopper Stop in about 2010. And at that time, Shoppers had grown as a chain to about 23 or 25 stores. And they were like now the heavyweights in retail of for modern retail in India. And we then took the store count till about 85 when I moved out. And we won about 19 awards and broke records in Limca Book of Records. And, we were even taking awards in the US. We had, in fact, 3 awards in the US for our work, which was appreciated. Post that, I moved to Reliance Retail with Reliance Brands and was looking after Hamleys at their corporate office. And then I decided to branch out on my own, starting my own design firm, Sheri SA, which we now deal in retail consulting, we deal in design work, we deal in residential design, even marketing, collaterals, and the like that's required by a customer. I have also been a speaker for the Retailers Association of India and introduce many concepts and trainings as a trainer for them. I've been a jury member for various national institutes and colleges, and I'm also a trained coach and a mentor. So yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of a nutshell about me.
Oh, that's such an amazing and inspiring journey. It's really, really, really inspiring for at least for the newbies and for all of us. In your role as founder and CEO of Sheridan SA, how do you approach leadership? And what strategies do you employ to foster a collaborative and innovative work culture?
Well, leaders are not born. They are made from the circumstances and experiences that they have. So I've held a team from 2 people right up to 120. And I believe very strongly that people hold the key to a company and your team's performance. Your team performs because of its people. In all the years that I've worked along some wonderful people. And I must tell you, Vinu, a lot of them have been women. And they've shown exceptional character and strength in their abilities to deliver. And they are a fantastic, fabulous resource. In fact, a large amount of my team at all points in time, at least 75%, have been women. And that in retail is a feather in the cap for the industry. A leader, reflects what the team performs. I mean, without the backing of great people, and if you are not a good people's person, your team or your company will find it really difficult. As much as performance counts and long hours are required, nowadays you hear some humdrum about, people should work longer hours, and you have to be an empathetic leader with an attitude that will help your team straddle over the largest challenges, and they'll come out in flying colors, trust me. Another aspect is communication. It is an absolutely key aspect to leadership, both up and down the chain of command. You break down communication, and this will lead to serious challenges and issues within your team or your organization. Today, even at Sheridan, we believe that customer goals are our goals, and that is what drives us together. So we communicate very strongly, so that we know that from the design stage to the execution, the same goal is in mind for everyone.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. What are some professional ethics, values, and principles that you have lived by and have eventually helped you in your entrepreneurial venture?
I think, it's important to have a clear goal, a clear vision. So at the start of anything, it's important to probably create a vision board and believe in your vision and make all the attempts to fulfill your tasks and exceed them. Drive the concept to the last person in the team, to that last link, so that all are able to see the vision clearly. Okay, don't just do the task for the sake of completion because you've got to do it. Keep thinking about it 3 to 5 steps ahead on the effect it will have on the internal customers and the external customers that this project is going to come out as. And ask questions. Don't hesitate. If you have no clarity, ask. Try to understand what the market conditions are in respect of your task, in respect of your goal, and try to match it to the clarity that you have about your project that you are doing. People, like I said earlier, train. There is nothing that is as great an enabler than training. As a professional trainer myself, I have seen this deliver phenomenal results in terms of customer endearment, retention of customers, boosting the sales, along with a measurement matrix, which can be a great tool to achieve in the long run. And don't be afraid sometimes, to call a spade a spade. Don't be rude, obviously, don't be rude, but state your case clearly with points to back you up. You will come across for sure with some people who may be disgruntled, who may not change their views. It happens with time. But if your attempt to appease them fails, no issue. Walk away and continue your work, continue your own work in the right spirit, in the right earnest. And stand by your people as a leader. Don't throw them a mistake here or there. Even we, while we were growing up the ladder, we also did not come out perfectly fine. So stand by your people, stand by your team. I had my bosses who also taught me this, and for my own team. Just some of my views, which I thought I would share.
Such inspiring words. I mean, it's really inspiring, at least for the newbies also. Thank you for such inspiring words, sir. What kindled your interest in ESG and corporate governance?
I think, from the days of Doordarshan of old, I don't know if you remember, there was this channel called UGC, University Grants Commission. And they used to show something about energy and solar, and how you could uh, cook with solar and a solar cooker and small things like that. From those days, I'd always been interested in the environment and how we can add more value. So as I came into retail, especially when I came into Shoppers, as they were one of the largest players in India at that time, we got into a program where we converted the entire flagship store of Andheri to a solar powered store, which was one of the first in India at that point in time. It was not me alone, but an entire projects team. But yeah, that was one of the key things. The other was actually a campaign that we did in terms of my team, uh, which was a campaign of displays with a cause. Uh, you use a lot of mannequins in the retail industry for displaying the garments. But what people don't know is that mannequins are made from fiberglass. And this is very harmful to the entire environment. It's just rotting over there and not decomposing. So what we did was we took the broken mannequins that we had in our stores and created them into points of display. For example, if a hand was broken, so we take the hand and we'll probably mount it on the wall here, and we have a bag holding the hand. So in a blank space, we started to create a visual identity for even these broken and discarded mannequins, which would have otherwise been just thrown out into a landfill and would be scrapped. And another very key aspect of our work was, like I said, we had a vision and we wanted to create a statement. One of the visions was to create a black and white signature for us as Shopper Stop, and we started a set of displays. Uh, the mannequins at the time of the EOSS, which is the end of season sale. Uh, if you would go to most of the stores, they would be, 100 mannequins or so. They would be just taken and kept into the back corner, and then they have to be refurbished and all that. And they're never seen actually during the sale time. What we did was, I was instrumental in creating this set of displays where we brought out the mannequins and we created garments out of paper. So the black and white newspaper, in a year's time, the EOSS period is generally twice a year. So about 3 months of the year, 1.5 month, 1.5 month would go. That's about 3 months. So roughly over a 4-year period, that translates to 12 months. So we were able to actually hold back a lot of the old newspapers from just getting scrapped and going into landfill. And we ended up recycling almost 20 tons from that. And that's what I was saying, that those were actually some of the things which were appreciated abroad when we appeared for competitions. And we actually won in the US twice, not once, awards for being environment friendly and creating a need of showcasing the environment through display. And what we ended up also doing was, as a strategy, we involved the staff. So it's not like we went and bought the newspaper from somewhere, but we got those staff in the stores and get us some of your old newspaper from home, whether it's Hindi, English, Malayalam, Gujarati, whatever. And we utilized all of that newsprint. So they also became emotionally connected into this program of being environmentally friendly. Their accountability increased, transparency for them, for not just seeing this as a display item. And it was quite fair, and it was responsibility at all levels, which actually happened through this set of simple displays that we initiated at that point in time. And that's how I got into this entire ESG and getting to the last level of governance do the flow stuff, because they are the guys who actually make or break the brand.
I must say you have had a very innovative journey.
Yeah, I mean, creative people have to think out of the box, right? So we think.
Yeah, very creative, very innovative. So I guess our viewers will get a lot to learn from you.
I hope so. I hope so.
Definitely. So, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Okay, so I believe that companies have wonderful plans. There's no doubt about it. But where the gap is actually in the execution of environmental safety standards that actually come out. And this is where I feel that corporate governance needs to really step in to differentiate the good from great strategies. Uh, the industry of fashion has been always plagued with some issues about excesses and wastages, pollution from chemicals and dyes, and waste disposal treatment plants having issues. Uh, People are still scratching the surface. A lot of brands are still grappling how to get around this entire scene of ESG. And many brands are taking active interest in it. You see some brands like H&M who actually actively promoting something in the store and promoting recycled garments, where they've taken old garments and they are doing recycling. You bring your garments and they put it into a shredder and use that as new fabric, new threads, but a lot of brands are still not doing it. And with fast fashion today, uh, this is going to be a problem. If you see, you've got so many malls across India today, forget the world. You've got tons of malls in India and more coming. And you have more access to Amazon and Myntra and what have you of the new websites which are available. Uh, then this problem of excessive garments is going to be in everybody's home. It's not going to be a scene where you had 7 shirts for a week. It's going to be a scene where you had now 17 shirts for a week and you don't know what to wear. And it's a true challenge which people are going to face, and how they're going to treat it as a brand is where things will need to get differentiated. Production centers in India maybe are ramping up to this reality, but I think abroad in smaller countries where cheap labor is available, it's still a challenge. And I excel in bringing clarity and focus of execution to these kind of problems. If the strategy is not clear, I'm willing to go back to the drawing board, replan, redefine the goals, and put an execution methodology in place with the required parameters of achievement so that that company comes out in the right manner for the world. I mean, planning is a key ultimately to great execution, and that's where I believe I bring great value.
Thank you so much for sharing such valuable inputs. What are some of the most remarkable changes that you have seen in your field with the changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0?
I think retail has seen the biggest upheavals that could have happened in the longest time. With the advent of the internet shopping, the entire retail industry got thrown off till they actually picked up their socks, and today they all have their own e-com channels. But we are living in an age where today tech-enabled life is not a luxury. It's a reality. Gone are the days where we had dial-up internet. Today you have internet on demand. You have access anywhere in the world. You have access if you're in the village. You have access if you're on the mountain. It is not a challenge. and you can still get drone delivery even on the top of the mountain if you need that. So IoT has captured the hearts and minds of all customers, young and old. And the advent of digital shopping from the days of eBay to Amazon today, Flipkart, Myntra, have left a lot of the big players for a long time initially were struggling till they made their portals really vibrant and came up. So it was a real challenge for retailers, but I think somewhere now that has got mitigated, and they are also using big data analytics. They are using blockchain. They are using uh, all the tools possible, predictive AI, to actually understand where the customer is going, what is the concept the customer would like to have. Personalization is becoming a key for a lot of retailers today. Uh, it's obviously never going to be the same as getting an experience at a showroom level in a physical environment. But if you see the new consumers, the young customer, they are adapting to the new technologies extremely fast, and they're very nimble at it. So ultimately, it's about how would you like to make all these tools available for your brand so that your customer experience is seamless at all points of contact, whether it's a physical store or it's a digital journey, whether it's your own website or it's a marketplace website. uh, how are you going to utilize this data? How are you going to understand the customer? How are you going to predict their trends, and how are you going to make that customer that much more personal is where the key is going to lie. Technology is going to keep evolving, and it is a requirement that every brand today, every company, every production center has to upgrade and keep going with technology. Some are here to stay, some could fade off. I mean, like WhatsApp is a huge connect today to even customers. I know of stores where the sales staff had a personal WhatsApp chat with customers one on one. And if the customer was not able to connect with them, they use simple WhatsApp to send the images of what's the new garments which were there. And customers would say, okay, this is what I need. And the sales staffs would say, sir, could I bring it over if you're not able to come? That's the level of personalization we are talking about, and that's how I think the customer journey is going to be for most customers.
I suppose it's made life much more easier, even for the customers, for shopping, for your generally overall life. It has brought a lot of ease.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because if you look at your own Amazon account, I'm sure everybody has an Amazon account today. And you don't need to be a rocket scientist to go to the moon like the Chandrayaan and say, you know what, my soap is getting over. Amazon will predict, that was your last purchase. You need to be refilling your soap. It's as simple as that.
True, very true. Very rightly put up.
So these data analytics and predictive AI is going to take the customer journey seamlessly far ahead. I thoroughly enjoy that phase, and I believe that it's going to be fantastic for people.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for your inputs. Thank you so much. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
No, honestly, when I came across this, I was taken aback a bit, because I then realized that this is an initiative taken by Mr. Zishan, Mr. Hebel, and the whole WDC team, which is and actually industry first of its kind, because there was no such program which was enabling senior managers, senior leaders who had multiple years of experience to enable them to go to that next level. It's like the glass ceiling. You want to go there, but you don't know the road, you don't know the steps, you don't know what's the journey, where's the door. I think this has been a great enabler, and today Indians are world beaters. If we have an Indian Prime Minister sitting over people who ruled us for 400 years, we are surely world beaters today. Okay, and I think this will bring excellence into corporate boardrooms. It will just enable people to go from just being that regular line manager to somebody who's adding much more value because of his excellence or her excellence in the field and domain that they have. So it's an excellent platform, according to me, for senior people, for leaders, and aspiring board members to learn and to grow in the business environment, especially since India is now, I think, one of the largest growing economies, if not it's going to get there, because of programs like this, which are going to enable our leaders to make huge impact on the business world across.
Thank you so much for your kind and inspiring words, sir. Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you so much, D'Souza, sir, for joining us today. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day ahead, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.